Welcome to the after show.
It's time for the after show. Hey, it's time for the after
Hey,
show. Hey.
hey. I'm loving your hair, Dom. Okay, this
Thank
was good,
you. Thank you. And
girl.
you got to show the people your nails because your nails are
Oh,
looking fly.
thanks, girl.
Yes, yes.
Little red, something bright. Oh, Tommy was such a vibe. She's so cool.
Yes. Yes. Isn't she?
She is.
Yeah,
I like
I
her
enjoyed
voice
that
too.
conversation.
Her voice is very
Yes.
soothing, and her energy is just very. I'm like, oh, when she talked about setting the atmosphere in the home environment, I was just like, oh, she. I know she be killing it
Yeah.
at home because that's just so cool. But yeah, I love the conversation. I can't wait to check out the episode because you were on Stay a While podcast, Tommy's podcast. I can't wait to check that out.
Yes.
Um, I just love. I feel like she just has so much wisdom. And I can only imagine. I wish I could like be in the kitchen with her when she's cooking and eat some of that good food too.
Right. Right. I know it. I
Yeah.
know it. I'm like, yeah. I mean, but you know what I appreciated too? Is that I liked what she mentioned about everyone should have two meals in their repertoire, right?
Mhm.
And as soon as she said it, I started thinking about, well, what are my two meals? And then I was
Mhm.
able to like think of my two meals. And then I
Yeah.
was like, oh, but wait, I know how to do more.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
And then I thought about, I had recently had a conversation with my own therapist about how cooking for yourself is self care, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because what I was saying, telling my therapist was that like when I cook for other people, like, and Tommy mentioned this, that cooking is love, right? That I enjoy cooking for other people, and I put
Yeah.
when I do it, I don't do it a lot, but when I do it,
Yes.
I put time and thought and energy into it.
Yep.
And so, but I don't always do it for myself in that
Mm.
same way.
Yes.
Now I
That's a
eat
good
every day. I
point.
ain't got a problem with that. No problems with that. I
Exactly.
eat.
That's a good point. But you're like, I don't do. That's a really good point, Don, because I think about years ago. I remember either whether I love to cook, right? Like Tommy, I come from a family of cooking women, cooking men and women actually, and they can throw down in my family. So I learned from my mom, my grandmother, my nana, and I love to cook, and it's very therapeutic. But I realized years ago that I would make dishes for other people, and I'd make them like pretty. I'd have the garnish, and it'd be on point. And
Yes.
sometimes if no one was going to be there or my husband was away, I realized there was a different level of effort and love and time that I put into the meal when I was preparing it for someone else versus myself. For myself, I just throw that shit together and be like, all right, I'm just throw this shit together and
I'ma
make
eat
a
it.
meal.
It's
But
here.
I
I'ma
make
eat it.
right, but I make it look all pretty for other people. And so I think that what she said was very powerful about just like filling your cup, right? And going back to the two meals that everyone should have, I always thought that cooking was pretty easy for the most part. 'Cause I'm like, you can literally just look up a recipe and try it. But I have had
Yeah.
friends where they're like, girl, I can look up a recipe and still mess it up. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. But I mean, I don't know. But
Okay.
okay. But yeah, I really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too. I hope that as our listeners take this in, that they do figure out how to create their own country, right? Like she said, in terms of like
Yes.
that family piece. And I do hope that our listeners take away that piece around authenticity that she
Yeah.
spoke about, and recognizing, particularly at the beginning of the conversation, when she spoke about how she was pouring into everyone but herself, and just really making sure that we truly are taking time to pour into ourselves before we pour into anybody else.
Love it. I love it. I agree wholeheartedly.
And now, because I saw you yawn, we're about to go pour into ourselves by making sure we eat and get some rest.
Ciao, okay? Yes, I might eat and take a little walk too, because yeah, I'll tell you after in the after show.
After show, yes.